Act 3, Scene 1. The Capitol in Rome. Outside the Capitol, Caesar refuses to look at Artemidorus' letter of warning. Caesar next moves into the Capitol. There, the conspirators surround him, pretending to plead the case. Suddenly, they stab him to death. Mark Antony flees, but Brutus persuades the conspirator to let him live. Brutus himself promises to explain the killing and its reasons to the Roman people. Antony returns and pretends to be an ally of the conspirators. Secretly, however, he plans to strike back with help from Octavius Caesar, who is now on his way to Rome. The Senates sit on a higher level, waiting for Caesar to appear. Artemidorus and the soothsayer are among the crowd. A flourish of trumpets enters Caesar, Brutus, Cassius Casca, Decius, Metellus, Trebonius, Cinna, Antony, Lepidus, Popilius, and others. Caesar stops in front of the soothsayer.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone. Artemidorus steps up to Caesar with his warning.
Hail Caesar, read the schedule.
Decius steps up quickly with another paper.
Trebonius does desert you to read at your best leisure. This is humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first. For mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Caesar pushes the paper aside and turns away.
Delay not, Caesar, read it instantly.
What? Is the fellow mad?
Sirrah, give place. Publius and the conspirator force Artemidorus away from Caesar.
What urge your petitions in the street? Come to the Capitol.
Caesar goes into the Senate house. The rest, following Publius, speak to Caesar in a low voice.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Popilius?
Fare you well.
Advances to Caesar.
What said Populus Lena?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him.
Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar shall never turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Populus Lena speaks not of our purposes, for the look he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Trebonius knows his time, for look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Exeunt. Antony and Trebonius.
Where is Mantius Crumble? Let him go and presently prefer his suit to Cassius.
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casco, you are the first that raise your hand.
Caesar sits himself in his high Senate chair.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus simmer throws before thy seat, and humble heart kneeling.
I must prevent thee, simmer. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preorders and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood, that will be thawed from the true quality with that melteth fools, sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spano fawn. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn from him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. Now Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own, to sound more sweetly in the great Caesar's ear, for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, benignant flattery, Caesar, desiring thee the Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal. What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fill in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, they are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there is but one, and all doth hold his place. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood, and apprehensive, yet in their number I do not know, but one that unaccessible holds on his rank, unshanked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar,
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
great Caesar,
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hence for me.
They stab Caesar. Caesar the utter in turn, then Brutus.
Et tu, brute, then fall Caesar.
Dies.
liberty, freedom, tyranny is death. Wrong hands proclaim, cry is about the street.
Some to the common pulpits and cry out liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
People and sinners, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand still. Ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too.
Where's Publius?
Here, quite comforted with this mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar's shall chance.
Talk not of standing. Publius, good cheer. There's no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else. So tell them, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, lest that the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief.
Do so, and let no man abide this deed, but we, the doers.
Re-enters Trebonius.
Where's Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run, as it were doomsday. Fates, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know, 'tis but the time, and drawing days out, that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and then is death a benefit. So are we Caesar's friends that have abridged his time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our hands, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then and watch. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, that now on Pompey's bases lies long, no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called then men that gave the country liberty.
What shall we force?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Enter a servant.
Soft, who comes here? A friend of Anthony's?
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel? Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say, I love Brutus, and I honor him. Say, I feared Caesar, honored him, and loved him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him and be resolved how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead, so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, though through the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him, come unto this place. He shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
Exit.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet have I a mind that fears him much, and my misgiving still falls shrewdly to the purpose.
Re-enter Antony.
But here comes Anthony. Welcome, Mark Anthony.
O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. And I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument or of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me a hand now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure, live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so, no mean of death, and here by Caesar, and by you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
O Anthony, beg not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands in this our present act, you see we do. Yet see you but our hands in this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not, they are pitiful, and pity to the general wrong of Rome. As fire drives our fire, so pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to your own our swords have leading points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts of brothers temper do receive you in, with all kind of love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of their new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause. Why I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now, Decius Brutus, yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna, and my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not least in love, yours, good Tribonius. Didbon, all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or flatterer. that I did love thee, O Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of the corpse? Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as thy stream for thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade, brave heart. Here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil and crimsoned in thy lith. O world, thou wast the forest to his heart. And this indeed, O world, the heart of thee, how like a deer stricken by many princes, dost thou here lie. Mark Antony. Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty. I blame you for not praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you? Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, am with you all, and love you all. Upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous, Brutus, or else
were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regarding that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And I, moreover, suitor, that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you.
Aside to Brutus.
You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
By your pardon,
Aside to Cassius.
I will myself into the pulpit first and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest he speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contended, and Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
Aside to Brutus.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blameless, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. And you say, doth by our permission, else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral. And you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going, after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Exeunt all but Antony, who looks down at Caesar's body.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that's ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophecy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war, and pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit raining for revenge, eight with eight by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, which with Karen men groaning for burial.
Enter Octavius' servant.
You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters and his coming, and bid me say to you my word of mouth, O Caesar.
Thy heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion, I see, is catching. For mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stained in thine, begin to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within 7th league of Rome.
Post back with speed, and tell him what hath chanced. He is a mourning Rome, and a dangerous Rome, no Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence, and tell him so. Yet stay a while. Thou shalt not back till I have borne this corpse into the marketplace. There shall I try in my orientation, in my oration, how the peoples take the cruel issue of these bloody men, according to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand.
Exeunt with Caesar's body.